The Black Death was the worst plague to strike medieval Europe, leaving millions dead and irrevocably changing the social and economic landscape on the continent. The bubonic plague emerged in Asia in the 1320s and 30s and migrated westwards. By the year 1347, it had reached the Byzantine capital of Constantinople, and from there was carried on ships to places such as Cyprus, Sicily, and France. A year later, the plague was in England and Germany and continued to spread into northern and eastern Europe. The plague was carried by fleas that would hitch rides on rats and humans, passing on the disease. Those who were infected would quickly become ill with bleeding, and parts of the body would swell and become black. The patient would soon start vomiting blood and within 2 or 3 days be dead. The Black Death devastated the medieval world. Estimates of the death toll reached into the hundreds of millions. In the city of Florence, the population fell from over 100,000 to less than 50,000, while one London account says that 1/3 of its people were killed by the pandemic. The plague hit some areas harder than others, but very few places in Europe were spared. Medieval people believed that the disease was spread by bad air, and some scholars speculated that the problem was due to astronomical events. Most, however, thought the real reason behind the plague was that it was God's punishment for the people's sins. And some sought to appease God by building churches and practicing penance such as flagellation. Others tried to find scapegoats, such as Jews and lepers, who they accused of poisoning the water supply. In the German city of Strasbourg, over 2,000 Jews were murdered by angry mobs. Although the disease ran its course, it would strike again over the next several decades, and again in later centuries. The massive depopulation provoked huge economic and social changes. Medieval historians continue to research this impact, as well as many other aspects of the Black Death. In today's society, which is still concerned with pandemics spreading throughout the world, the Black Death is an eerie reminder of the deadly consequences of pandemic disease.